So in our last class, we saw what is an exception and how an exception raised in a program is a disadvantageous fact. And when an exception is arising in a program, the program is abnormally terminating. Suppose another example I will show you. Right click on the package, new class. Let it my class name is second exception demo. So select main method, click on finish button. Suppose I have an array. Let I have an array. Let it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I have an array. The array name is ARR, which is containing 5 number of data items. Now I have an output variable, let result. Suppose I will write ARR of 5 divided by 2. Then some output statement that I have, system.out.println, let high, system.out.println, let hello. Now suppose another statement, system.out.println, ARR of 0 divided by 2. Control S for saving. So you see, so this is the first line. An array is given. Name of the array is ARR, containing 5 number of data items. This is 0th index data item. This is 1 index data item, 2 index data item, 3 index data item, and this is 4th index data item. Now the control will come to the next line. You see, so this line is what? Result is a variable. So this variable will contain, so this expression output. ARR of 5. 5 means this is the 5 index value. So 5 index value means 6th data item. But here there is no 6th data item. The array ARR having 5 number of data items, but we are trying to access 6th data item. So when this statement will execute, so control will feel it is an exception. Control is not able to evaluate this statement. So this line representing an exception. So internally, so the control will create an exception object. That exception object, the control will forward to the default exception handler, and the control will instruct, please you handle this exception. Then the default exception handler will check whether the programmer have written handling code or not. So till now we don't know what is handling code, or we have not used handling code. After that we will see. So the default exception handler refused. I can't handle this exception because the programmer have not written handling code. Then immediately the control will give the instruction to default exception handler, So one thing that you do, you give the detailed description about the exception to the programmer. Then internally, the default exception handler is invoking a method that is print stack trace method. You remember this method? So which method? Print stack trace method. Print stack trace method. So this method is coming from throwable class. This method is coming from throwable class. So when this method is invoking, then it is describing the details about an exception. You see, what is the exception? Now I will run. You see, when I executed, so what I got the output. Exception in thread main java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. Description is index 5 out of bounds for length 5. Due to this reason, an exception is arising and that exception name is array index out of bounds exception. You see, A is uppercase, I is uppercase, O is uppercase, O is uppercase, B is uppercase, E is uppercase. It is a single word, so it is a built-in class name coming from java.lang package. So this is an exception. So when in this line an exception is arising, from this line the execution process will stop. So as a result, these statements so cannot execute successfully. So on which line the exception is arising, on that line the execution process is stopping. As a result, the remaining statement never get a chance to execute. So all statements are not executing. We are not getting output. So we can say this is abnormal termination. Program is here abnormally terminating. So this is called as an exception. Okay. So once an exception raised in a program, so program is abnormally terminating. So it is a disadvantageous fact. Once an exception will arise in a program, it is a disadvantageous fact.